Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I've got another PSA grading reveal. If you saw my last one, you'll know that I sent off 3 cards, $50 a piece, and did not gem a single card. Projected to lose over 300 bucks on that order. It happens. Here, I've got a 2-card PSA reveal, and just so you are aware, I accepted both PSA offers on this one. This was going to the vault, so I wouldn't have returned them anyway, but I have to do the reveal online, and I'll show my spreadsheet after, because I'm not going to physically receive these cards in hand, so this is my only way to make a video. First card, Go Time, Cooper Flag, Magenta Refractor, number out 399, PSA 10. The Serenity, Go Time, Ball of Duty, base refractor inserts, and just the regular inserts have really good gem rates, so I wanted to take the next step, a few months ago, and I decided I was going to start trying to buy some of the numbered parallels of those insert sets. I've actually done, somewhat decent on them. They have a little bit lower of a gem rate than the true refractors, but if I do gem them, I have been getting good returns on them. So got this 10, really competitive PSA offer, so I went ahead and accepted that, which I'll show you once I get to the spreadsheet, but we got to get to the second card. Second card being another Go Time. This one is the yellow refractor. This one got a PSA 9. Looks to me like top left and bottom right, especially this bottom right corner doesn't look exactly square. So to me, that's where the problem likely would be. Back is looking pretty good on this yellow. So PSA 9, 1.9, 110, that's what I'd be looking for. On this 10, you can see that top left corner. I think that's actually just part of the design. It looks like you see how you kind of have a lot of stuff running diagonally this way through the card. I wonder if that's just part of the design. We got a much more complete bottom right corner than we do over here. So to me, that's where I went wrong on this yellow refractor. Still happy I sent it off. I'd probably struggle to move it raw. Being a larger card, I would list it in excellent condition. Even though I could list it as near mint, I know that I've had someone complain before about a card I listed as near mint that had a scratch on it saying, oh, he bought it and then he canceled it and all this and was complaining about how the card wasn't near mint, it was an obvious surface flaw. I got it gray, I got a PSA 8, which is still qualifies for near mint. It's not excellent. If it was excellent, I'd think it should be PSA 6 or below. Near mint is PSA 7 or above, in my opinion. But I listed it all as excellent just to avoid any of that. I would have taken a picture of that corner, so it would have been hard to sell. Let's go ahead and get into the finances behind it. Like I said, I accepted PSA offers on both cards. We actually did really well on this order, so obviously went 1 for 2, 50% gem rate. Total grading cost of $119.97. That was $50 a card at the value level, I believe, or value plus. I think it's considered value plus was $50 a card. I kind of don't know anymore because the only level I grade a few cards at is regular at $80 a card, if it makes sense. But we'll call it $60 a card charged from PSA, and that is just due to the fact that they charged $20 to ship these cards off to the vault, even though PSA offers were accepted, but that's okay. The Magenta PSA 10, I bought that raw for $135. To me, I would have been able to sell it on eBay for maybe like $550. That honestly might be a little bit high, but I'd be netting $467.50. This isn't profiting. This is what, if I sold it on eBay for $550, I'd expect a payout of $467.50 to hit my bank account from eBay. That is taking out all of eBay's fees. And obviously comparing that to the PSA offer I got of just over $520, well, the PSA offer was a no-brainer. Didn't have to find a buyer, and that's much higher than I expected to get after fees on eBay, so I accepted that one. And then the Go Time Flag yellow refractor, I bought that actually for a higher price, $175. What's crazy is that recently, a lot of the Magenta PSA 10 comps I've seen of these inserts are selling better than the yellows. And I don't know, we'll go back here. We'll just flip back and forth. I don't know if it's because these yellows, like the yellow doesn't stand out much. Like to me, I can see this Magenta much clearer as a parallel than this yellow. And that honestly might be why the Magenta is selling better. It's just more visually eye appealing. But yeah, the yellows and PSA 10s, even though they're lower numbered, right? Yellows are numbered to 275, magentas are out of 399. The yellows aren't selling as well. So, I put a value on that of 150. I think a 9 I could sell for less than a raw copy, which would be netting me only 127.50, which would be a decent loss. But again, PSA came in with another pretty high offer, in my opinion, of 171.84. that's over 40 bucks more than I expected to net out of this card on eBay. So I went ahead and accepted that PSA offer. So we accepted just under $700 in PSA offers, and we paid just over $300 in the cards raw plus $120 in grading. So you can see card plus shipping costs, by the way, I always add in $25. When I have only 2 or 3 cards I was sending off, I was sending these in with value bulk orders, but I always just put for each grading order about a $25 shipping cost for me to send the cards off to PSA. Sometimes it's a little high, sometimes it's a little low, but you have to account for that cost as well, because shipping to PSA via USPS is not free. Usually the shipping label is about 20 to 30 bucks. So that's why I call it 25. I might be double dipping though since I had 2 orders, but that's okay. I'd rather be conservative in these numbers. So I was into these cards with, raw cost, shipping cost, grading costs for 455 bucks. And like I said, took just under $700 in PSA offers, which left me with a profit of almost 250 bucks, which is not bad for 2 cards. A 50% ROI on these 2 cards with 1.9, 1.10, and about, I think it took about 4 months to get these cards, fully through the system. It's not bad. I'll take it. Like I said, I'd lost just over $300. Actually, we can click over it. It was this one here. I'm projecting I lose 322. So then, I'm getting most of that money there back. I've had some really big sales recently. Anytime I can get a grading order back where I make profit, or I'm projecting that I'll make profit, I'm very happy. And on this one, this is not projected profit. I've already sold both cards. So I'm already completely, everything on the books is completely done here. I don't have any cards in inventory. I don't have to worry about shipping any of these. That was very nice about getting these strong PSA offers, is that I took the offers, money hit my bank account, and I don't have to worry about them anymore. So that was a pretty stress-free $240 profit. Very happy with that. If you guys enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Comment down below what you think of this PSA reveal. My question of the day for you guys is, do you guys also agree with me that this magenta is more visually appealing than the yellow refractor? To me, like I said, the magenta just pops so much more. To me, it stands out more as a parallel than the yellow. Maybe that's why. Maybe people don't like the yellow because it looks kind of like the gold, but isn't a gold. I don't know. So let me know down below. This spreadsheet is linked in the description. It's not going to be this exact one that was used for this video, but it is a template from one of my previous grading submissions I did earlier on. It is that template, and that's the exact same template I used to create these ones now. It doesn't have like the already sold in it, and then this wording I changed to projected profit in most of my videos now via feedback from you guys. But this is in the description if you want to check it out. It's free to click on, free to create a copy in Google Sheets or whatever and do whatever you want with it. eBay store is linked in the description if you want to purchase any cards I have for sale. Not these 2. I've already accepted PSA offers. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. 2K for life. Peace.